You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. It's Melinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about 5 twisted outcomes from this stolen baby plot that just kicked off this week and is about to kick into high gear. I see 5 different types of consequences, fallout, however you want to word it. But I think there's some big action coming that is going to change the character canvas and the landscape of what couples are together. There is a lot to talk about. If you haven't, please reach down and click subscribe so you don't miss any of our day's updates. Now let's talk about this. So the very first outcome from this baby stealing situation, once it all comes to light, has to be Eric dumps Sloan really hard. Sloan Petersen wanted to come clean to Eric several times, first about the paternity test, about Nicole carrying his baby, and then about this adoption thing. Every time she decides she's going to be a better person and come clean, Melinda Trask talks her out of it because Melinda is the absolute worst. I mean, it's almost kind of hard to keep track of all of Sloan's lies to Eric by now. You need one of those, those serial killer things where they've got the strings and they're, connecting plot points together like that. There's 2 faked paternity test documents, swabbing her own cheek for a DNA test, lying about the private adoption falling through, just lies after lies after lies, compounding lies, and then adopting his biological baby with Nicole is coming soon. That's the whopper of the lie. Not only is Eric going to dump Sloan when this all comes out, no matter how she tries to explain herself, no matter what excuses she offers, I don't think that Eric is ever going to want to look her in the face again. This is about to get harsh. And can you blame him? I can't. All right, the second thing, speaking of bad things for Sloan, I think EJ DiMera is going to come for Sloan, and he's going to come hard. Once the ugly truth comes out, EJ will absolutely want to punish the person responsible, and I think that's going to be down to Sloan. Although really, if you think about it, Talia Hunter started all this with the biscuit debauchery and the drugged biscuits. None of this would have happened if not for Talia. So something to think about. But Sloan is going to get a visit from an irate EJ DiMera, I am certain, once this all comes out. Of course, Sloan helped keep Nicole's baby away, and she also let EJ get his hopes up about having an EJ baby, with those fake paternity tests. I mean, EJ had the DNA scare after Biscuitgate, and then the stress of Nicole's high-risk pregnancy, then that car crash, and then they're going to be told this week their baby died, according to spoilers that I've seen. There's just so much heartbreak there for EJ. And when the baby truth is out, then EJ is in for even more heartbreak because that's not his biological kid. I mean, I could honestly see EJ hurting Sloan, sending an assassin after her, throwing her into the river, or in his role as DA, sending her to Statesville to be Gabby DiMera's cellmate. So that could happen. All right, the third piece of fallout I think is coming. I think Eric and Nicole are going to wind up together and with their baby. We all know that Eric and Nicole are far from over. You can see the vibe every time they talk. Eric even admitted that he married Sloan as revenge for her marrying EJ. I mean, they're not even kind of trying to hide the stuff they're doing because they still want each other. He already told his mama Marlena that if Nicole was having his baby, they would still be together and he would not be marrying Sloan. I do think Nicole loves EJ, but I think Eric is her soulmate, her twin flame. And once Nicole finds out her baby is alive and that it's her and Eric's baby, I just can't see anything keeping them apart anymore. Of course, it'll crush EJ, it'll crush Sloan, but I don't think that that they can stop this Eric reunion that seems to be written in the stars, written on the walls, in the subways and the tenement halls, if you like Little Simon and Garfunkel, Sound of Silence. So they are going to have this kid. Eric is finally going to have a biological kid with Nicole. This could be their happily ever after. The fourth thing that I think is going to happen is about Melinda and Sloan. I think they are going to be just universally despised town pariahs. Melinda and Sloan might be better off at a cell in Statesville than facing threats on the streets of Salem. Everybody is going to hate them. The Bradys, the Blacks, the Johnsons, the DiMeras, the police, the mayor, the Williams, the Hortons. Heck, throw the Kiriakis in there. Everybody's going to hate them. The locals may come at them like an angry mob with pitchforks and torches. So I do wonder if Sloan and Melinda are both going to exit around the same time when all this comes out, maybe in February sweeps, because I just don't see how they can come back from this. They are going to be hated. They might lose their law licenses. They might go to prison. So maybe they will have to exit. We'll find out. And the fifth and final piece of fallout from this whole disastrous stolen baby situation, I believe, is that EJ DiMera is going to go really dark, possibly darker than we have ever seen him go, which is saying a lot because we have seen EJ go pretty dark. Of course, the big loser in this whole storyline is EJ. Right now, he has almost everything he wants. He doesn't have his job at DiMera Enterprises, but except for that, everything else. And he's got a loving wife, Nicole. He's got a baby on the way. I mean, obviously this car wreck thing is throwing everything in a loop. But up until the car wreck, he had this new job as DA so he could screw over Gabby and Stefan to punish them for what they did. And of course, he loves being in a power position, able to punish people. So before this car crash started this horrible plot, EJ was kind of on top of the world for the most part. And he is going to lose almost all of it one step at a time. First, this week, EJ thinks his baby died. That should be this week or next. I know as this week goes on, EJ and Nicole get more and more frantic, according to the official spoilers, and they're really, really scared. And then there's a spoiler for the following week, for Thanksgiving week, I think the Friday, that says Nicole wants to see her baby. So she wants to see the baby that they have told her has died. So as of that point, they still think that is Nicole and EJ's baby, but EJ is going to suffer the loss of this baby he was so excited about. He and Nicole were waiting for, they've gotten pregnant before, but she's never been able to carry one to term. So even when the truth is out, and they find out that Nicole's baby boy survived, then EJ's going to go through the pain of finding out, oh, that wasn't ever even my kid, So that's ripped away from him. So it's kind of like he's going to lose the baby all over again. And then when Nicole and Eric inevitably reconcile, then EJ's going to lose her too. He's going to have no wife, no baby, no DiMera job, all that anger. And I bet he is going to go dark and go after a long list of targets. I mean, Melinda and Sloan probably deserve his punishment for orchestrating this whole mess, and Leo and Dimitri for assisting and actually stealing the baby and handing it over to Sloan and Melinda. Basically, Eric and Nicole, he's going to hate them for being happy together and with a baby while he's alone and babyless. And Stefan and Gabby for the firing and just for being on his nerves. So that's everything I have for you. Please drop your comments below. Do you see other sorts of fallout coming from this stolen baby storyline? If I missed anything, definitely tell me your thoughts. Please click subscribe if you haven't already, and come back soon for more Days of Our Lives. I'm here talking days with you guys 7 days a week. This is Melinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.